We scream, yet no one hears us. And we literally called out for this happening years ago. If you guys were here, please like today's video. What's about to occur, and it's already been being talked about. Okay, it's the new system, guys. The new system that will be forced upon the entire world. Okay, no matter if you like it or not, because it will happen through a crisis. Okay, so right now I think they're testing the waters here with what the UK just stated. Okay, and then if so many people rise up against it, guys, they're like, oh yeah, we shouldn't go through this path, right? We should just force them. So let's talk about it. But it's so crazy that we talked about this. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. The past proves the future and the future proves the past. But the National tweets out, breaking, the Scottish government has confirmed it opposes plans to introduce compulsory digital ID. Okay, so this is fantastic news, guys. But again, at some point, you know, if one country does it, every other country will follow along, right? It's like follow the leader. America, I feel like, will be last, and it will be due to a crisis, literally the collapse, right? Because, you know, Americans, they're going to fight to whatever is not right, okay, morally. So, but so I think they're testing the waters here to seeing. So I believe what they're doing here is testing the waters, okay. But first, in the UK, breaking: UK government makes digital IDs mandatory. So this just came out, guys. Okay, right now we're going to watch this video, but I'm not saying this is a bad thing or good thing, guys. I honestly believe if in the right hands, these types of technologies will be super good for the people, right? It's for the people. Just because it makes everything quite efficient, right? Everything is going digital, but on the other hand, are the people behind it good? That their beliefs I'm talking about. So let's watch this. Again, this just came out, by the way, and I have proof that we used to talk about all this stuff years ago.
And that is why today I am announcing this government will make a new free of charge digital ID.
He says free of charge, guys. Of course it's going to be free of charge, right? If it was like a subscription or you had to pay for it, no one is doing it, right? No one is going through with a digital ID card, guys. Okay, so obviously we knew this, that it's going to be free of charge no matter where this is implemented, right? And you know what? If I were them, you know what I would do? I would actually give people money per month to join this system, right? It's like an incentive, and that'll lure literally like 90% of the world, right? People who want to have that extra cash, okay, that extra income. So there's a few things going on here, guys, but I think it's gonna get a little crazier in not too distant future, which we literally called it
Mandatory for the right to work by the end of this parliament.
So he says, if you do not comply here, right, you will not be able to work. Okay, you will not have the authorization to go make money and then feed your families and all that stuff. Okay, I told you guys, it's that simple. Now what the people are going to do, which they have been doing on Twitter, is rising up, right? But here's the thing, though. He's gonna get pushed back, most definitely. If you look on Twitter, it's literally so much likes. And the crazy part is, we talked about this years ago, and I've been telling people to share. Please share this video with one friend, no matter where. Share, because if you want to spread the news, right? We already know the code since we cracked it. Why? Oops, I don't know what's happening there, but on my literally years ago, look at this, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 3 years ago, right? Some of these videos that I posted, guys, look at that, XRP master game plan leaked, right? And it was about the new world, and it all comes back to XRP, by the way, right? This is the step-by-step implementation to the new system. You have to bring everything digital, guys, right? To make it work. If the financial system is not digital, but now you have digital IDs that won't be balanced, right? But it's step by step for that day, guys. And we literally talked about this a long time ago, right? Through some of these videos, which may seem a little bit dystopian if you look at the titles, but it is kind of nerve-wracking here, guys. I do feel a little bit like that nervous feeling. You know why? Because we're close. Okay, we're close to that day. So no one else called it except us. This is why, please like today's video, guys. We're always going to be ahead of the curve. Okay? And I knew I had to bring attention to this matter years ago so people understand what's going on.
Let me spell that out. You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID. It's as simple as that.
Wow, so he's going full force here, guys, right? And now that he said this, if you look on Twitter, there's a bunch of people doing the opposite or opposing this idea here, right? Look at all these people, guys, and the crazy part is, yep, China did it first. You guys see, right? China did it first. I told you this is so funny. I'm laughing because this is going to happen whether you like it or not, if you realize this, right? And I hope it's good, and I do believe it's going to be good, guys. It's going to be used for good, just because if the people who controlled this world, right, wanted the entire world to be bad, even though like right now when we're living, guys, there's a lot of bad stuff happening for sure, and the world is becoming more chaotic. But if they really wanted the world to turn into full total chaos, they would have, right? That would have happened centuries ago, longer, like thousands of years ago, right? We wouldn't even be here. So that means there's a good person, there's a good belief out there that is stringing the world along, right? And this will not be used for something negative, in my opinion, right? Now it could be, right? Maybe I'm giving too much hope here, but that's just my idea, right? Even Cobra Take came about with fighting this idea here, right? Now what is this ID anyway? Let's figure this one out. So it's basically, here's the app, guys. Okay, here's the app. Oh, the reason why they're coming out. So there's two things here. So number one is if you don't plan on having a digital ID, you will not be able to work. And then number two is the other excuse that they're using here is do I have it here? Oh, here it is, from the same person, the UK government, right? So look at this. So the first excuse is or the first tactic was no one will be able to work, and he got so much pushback, right, on Twitter and everything. They switched their stance. Now he said if you're worried about the level of illegal migration into the country, right, and this ID will make it tougher to illegally be there, okay, in the UK. So this is the tactic they're using now, since the first one got so much of a pushback. So now this may gain more traction, right? But I still don't think so. I still think the way, maybe some countries and some nations will introduce this before the collapse, but I know America for a fact will bring upon this system after the collapse. It has to be after, because the Americans don't play, right? About themselves, guys. And what's funny in America is, there is a, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? People literally open carry and all that stuff. And that's what the government is afraid of, right? So America cannot go through with how these other nations and countries are going about this matter, guys. They can't. America cannot, right? President Trump can't. President Trump, what he will do is introduce a crazy crisis, and let's say the crisis is done and over with. I don't know how it will be, right, or what the crisis will be, but it will be something terrible, and this will tie into the collapse of XRP in the markets. And what's gonna happen then is, let's say Trump says the crisis is over, or during the crisis you need to comply with the rules and regulations of like a digital ID, right, or be integrated into the blockchain, then maybe you are safe and sound. Right now, I don't know what they have to. It has to be a certain trigger, right, for America to comply, guys, because people are not going to just willfully do this, right? They have to be forced, but in a very secret way. Okay, they're definitely not going to go about it like this. Definitely not.
Because decent, pragmatic, fair-minded people, they want us to tackle the issues that they see around them. And of course, the truth is, we won't solve our problems if we don't also take on the root causes, looking upstream to tackle poverty, conflict. And that.
Now, again, I believe this technology is a good thing, guys, right? I don't believe in the dystopian matter or path here. I actually believe this is good because this will tie into passive income, or what was that? UBI, right? Universal Basic Income. So I'm guessing they're going to give you, like, let's say, the minimum wage or whatnot, or maybe it may even be higher, who knows, in the new world, every month, right, for all citizens who have these types of IDs or who are integrated into the new financial system, right? So that's like another incentive, but it could be used for bad, guys. But I don't know. Maybe I'm giving too much hope for these people. But again, if it's going to happen, right? And remember, this is just one aspect of the new era. It's only a digital ID, but it got so much of a pushback. Next are digital currencies. Imagine when those are implemented. You'll not see them. They'll work seamlessly behind the scenes. But again, everything is going digital, right? XRP is, by the way, the biggest play for all of this, right? It's literally the most insane hedge, which is why invest in XRP. We called out for all this stuff years ago. Now it's finally coming to fruition. And I still think that's going to be used for good, hopefully, just because, they haven't destroyed the world thousands of years ago, so why would they do it now? Unless we're at the end. I don't know, right? Those are just my thoughts here. But again, what do you think? Again, share this video if you guys, it's the craziest thing, to be fair, but we called this years ago. We knew, right? Next up, America's coming out with the crisis to implement it all, not financial advice, and you'll be forced in an indirect manner. But anyways, that's all for today's. See ya.